It's 80 degrees outside. I'm wearing my butterfly pants. And most importantly, it's Gemini season, baby. Hi friends, welcome back. I'm MC and I am a Gemini, as I have said here before on this channel. And today, when I'm filming this, it is the first day of Gemini season, and that means it is the first day of the Be a Gem Make-Along. And I am so excited. I have heard from a bunch of you that you are excited about this make-along as well. And I figured I would do a little vlog, spend some time with you today. It's gonna be a quick one probably, but I wanted to spend my first day of the make-along getting myself ready for the make-along because life has been a little bit hectic up until today, and I wasn't able to prepare ahead of time. So we're gonna prepare now. We're gonna use day one to prepare, and I'm feeling really good. I'm feeling really excited. It's a beautiful day outside, and I'm so excited for this make-along and for Gemini season, and for the fact that that means that it's almost my birthday. Okay, if you're new around here and you're wondering what in the world I am talking about and why this yarn lady is talking about being a Gemini, I will leave the link to the announcement video for the make-along linked for you so that you can figure out what the heck we're talking about. In that video, I mentioned a couple of projects that I really want to work on during this make-along. The rules of the make-along, or the theme of the make-along, is to embrace your inner child and try something new or fun or whimsical or whatever embracing your inner child means to you. If that's learning a new craft or a new skill or a new technique, or just trying something that you've been putting off for a little while, making something for yourself if you normally make something for others, anything like that, if you think it counts, then it counts. You don't have to do anything to participate in the make-along other than do something that you feel fits the theme of the make-along and say that you're participating. However, if you do want to enter to win prizes, which will be announced at the end of the make-along, then you will have to fill out a Google form, which I will leave linked below for you. That is the only way that you will be entered to win prizes. You can enter for every project that you do if you'd like. I don't mind if people do extra projects. You don't have to finish anything. You can do whips count, new cast-ons count. You don't have to finish your projects. Anything counts as long as you are having fun. If you have any questions, ask them down below and I will happily answer. Now, to prep for the make-along, here's what we have to do. First things first, I want to weave a scarf, and I want to make it, I'm tangled, I'm making a mess, I'm probably shaking you, I'm sorry. I want to make it out of this. This is my colorway Makin' Whoopie, and I have 3 skeins on my Bodacious Boucle DK base, and I have 1 skein on my For Sure fingering base. So I'm thinking, planning, hoping to use the fingering weight as my warp, and then all of these as my weft. Now, I want to actually do this the right way. I want to like truly do all of the math. So normally when I'm working on knit or crochet projects, I usually only wind up the skeins that I need to use, or the skein that I need to use in the moment, and then I will wind up more as I need them throughout the project. But in this case, what I think I'm going to do is, one, I want to be alternating skeins so that just in case, I don't really know how to do that in weaving, so I'm gonna learn that too. But just in case there's any variation in the colors between the skeins, I don't actually know if these were from the same dye lot or not, so we're just gonna alternate to be safe. But also, so that I can really figure out exactly how to make the most out of my yarn, I need to know how much I have. So I'm going to wind all of these up, and I'm going to weigh each one of them, and I'm going to add it all together and figure out exactly how much yardage I have. Because normally my skeins, even though they're marketed as 100 grams, they're usually a little bit more than that, but I need to know exactly. So we're gonna wind up everything and then do all the math to figure out exactly how much I have for yardage for these. So that's step one. Step two is actually finishing a project that I haven't even told you about, and that is this thing. This is a weaving that I started, and oh, I'm not even in the camera. Wow, good job, MC. A weaving that I started and I have not even told you about. I started this so long ago that I forgot to even mention it on the podcast. I haven't talked about it at all. I just did some really long fringe, not really, but some long fringe. I did some bare fiber, and then I've been doing undyed yarn up here, and I want to finish off the rest of this, and that is because I have this really cool sample loom that actually has interchangeable teeth, combs, whatever you want to call them. So this on the top and bottom actually can pop out, and I can put in a different one. So I have a couple of different sizes, and I want to use this to sample for my scarf so that I don't have to warp my loom just to sample. So this has to get cleared off. It shouldn't take me that long. It's really not that big of a deal. I just need to like actually finish it. The problem is that I put it someplace safe so that the cats wouldn't get to it when I wasn't working on it, and therefore I then also forgot that it existed. So we are going to try and get that finished up today so that I can do my sampling maybe starting tomorrow. We'll see how that goes. And then my other project that I wanted to do for the Makealong is to learn how to core spin. And I think that that might not get started right away, but I am gonna start doing some research, and I figured that I could also ask you if you would help me do some learning. So I think what I want to do is I think I'm gonna use this fiber. This is from Frabjous Fibers. It is BFL in the colorway Fizzy Lime. And I thought, oh, there's a price tag stuck on there. Come on, there we go. I thought that this would be a good one to start with because while I like it, I really like it. I wouldn't have bought it if I didn't. This is probably the fiber that I own that I am least attached to. I tend to not love BFL. So I don't mind spinning it. I don't love wearing it. So I definitely know that I want this to be something that I'm going to use in like a weaving or as an art yarn or sell it or something. So I'm okay with losing a little bit of this as I learn. You know, if I end up with only 3 ounces of usable yarn instead of 4, then I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. So I'm pretty sure that this is what I want to use. And there's not really much we're gonna do with this today. I just wanted to show it to you. I am going to pull out Yarnitecture, which I have read before, but I haven't, I don't really remember the core spinning, all the stuff, all the information on it. So I'm gonna pull out Yarnitecture. I'm gonna read a little bit about that. I'm gonna do some Googling. I'm gonna do some watching of videos. Maybe I will watch some videos and listen while I am finishing my weaving or while I am winding yarn. And definitely if you have some help for me, that would be great. I also need to figure out what I want to use as my core. I used to have some mohair and Surrey like scraps that I had saved because I thought that that would be good to use as a core because it would be kind of grippy. Can't for the life of me find them. So we're gonna look around, we're gonna see what we got, and we're gonna see if we can figure something out for that. Let's get stuff winding, let's do some math, and we will check back in a little bit. I did the most Gemini thing that I could have done for this video, and I got distracted and completely forgot that I was filming it and never came back to wrap anything up. So clearly we are in my season. Anyway, I did manage to get all the stuff that I wanted to get done yesterday. Let's talk about the weaving first. So I finished up this weaving. I still have, as you can tell, I have to weave in all of the ends, so it's not looking its best, and I put it on this stick that I have, but it's a little bit too narrow for this weaving. So I need to figure out a different solution, but I figured I'm just gonna leave it on there for right now. But once I weave in all the ends and tidy it up, I think this is really fun. So that was finished. So now my sample loom thing is ready for me to go and ready for me to use all of this yarn. So I wound up all of this yarn, 3 skeins of boucle and 1 skein of fingering weight yarn. And we had a day yesterday. We had a day because if you have noticed from me showing you where I wind things up before, I have my Cricut sitting there kind of in between my ball winder and my Swift. And in my Cricut, it has a little cup holder area where you can keep tools, pens, all that kind of stuff. And I have this little dagger thing that's for picking stickers off or something. I like almost never use the Cricut for vinyl stuff, so I don't even know. But I have this in there. And this little thing, this thing occasionally catches on my yarn while I'm winding it up and wreaks a little bit of havoc. Not often, but every once in a while. And do I ever move it? No, I do not, because I am stubborn and I am lazy. But yesterday, this thing caught on my boucle yarn, not once, not twice, but 3 times. I've never had this happen before. I think it's just because the boucle has so much to catch on and can get snagged really easily. I've never had this happen before, where this has like actually caused more than a mild inconvenience for me, but I will now be moving it because every time it was like caught in the little bubbles of the boucle and like hanging from my yarn, and then it would snap. So that was not fun. I have learned my lesson. I will actually be moving my tools in the future when I wind yarn. But you know what? It's fine because I have to cut my yarn into smaller sections so that I can wind it onto the shuttle anyway. So we're just, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. I'm just gonna have more ends to weave in, and that's fine. So I have all of my yarn wound up. So now I can actually go and do all of my math and prep for weaving my super amazing, super cool, super fluffy scarf. What else did I have to do? Nothing. While I was doing all of this, the finishing the weaving and the winding of the yarn, I was watching lots and lots and lots of tutorials on core spinning on the internet. And I guess I get the main concept, but I feel like everyone talks about like it can be hard because your core yarn is going to have a kind of some amount of twist to it, and then you're adding twist or going in the opposite direction with your twist when you core spin onto it, and everyone's like, oh, it's really hard to get it balanced, but no one tells me how to make it balanced. Everyone just like talks about how it's really hard, and no one's giving me like true, actual, this is what you should do tips. I know some people like add more twist to their core, the core. Wow. They add more twist to the core, so then when they're spinning the other way to add the yarn onto it, or the fiber onto it, it balances out. But like, how much? How do I know? Is it just trial and error? Do I just have to figure it out? I think that's probably the answer, is I just have to figure it out. But I'm gonna watch some more videos, I'm gonna do some more learning, and then I definitely am going to be doing the core spinning on my EEW6, my electric wheel. I just feel like it's probably better for me to kind of just like take out one variable of having to treadle and figure out my speed and tension and all that kind of stuff, whereas with the electric wheel I can just on off go, and I only have to worry about my hands instead of my hands and my feet, because this is going to be a truly two-handed, like both are going to be involved kind of experience. Anyway, I think that's all we have for today. This was a quick one. I just got really excited about the Be a Gem Makealong, and I wanted to share with you as I prepped for everything. So I have already, just since the Makealong started yesterday, I've gotten so many messages and notifications about people participating, and I'm very excited. So I'm really glad that you're excited as well, and I cannot wait to see what you're making. Let me know down below what you're working on. Let me know if you have any tips for me in terms of weaving or spinning, or anything new that you are learning lately. Let me know. And also, here's your friendly reminder to move any hazards away from your yarn winding area. Don't be like me. Learn from my mistakes. Anyway, until next time, take care of you, and I will see you later. Bye.